What's going on, family? It's your boy Greg B, founder and writer for GIA Productions. Earlier this year, before COVID restrictions, we did a little bit of a tour around the GTA to different barbershops and hairdressing salons. You know that when you go to barbershops and hairdressing salons, you get some of the best conversations ever. So we took some of our plays, hot button issues such as the N-word, infidelity, hair politics, and we performed pieces, and then we actually had people in the shop talk about our pieces, sort of chop it up and just have live discussions about what they thought about what they just saw. So check it out. This is our Hear Us Out series for you.
Hear us out, y'all. Reclaiming what is real, no more status quo ideals. Just respect the do ya. Tired of the media saying I am pretty, not dictating what is right. They think they know the deal, but their privilege is a steal. Let us show what's really real, y'all. Hear us out.
Check it out, everybody. We are at Nanny's. All right, so what's going on, everybody? You good? Family? Yes, thank you. All right, good. We're at Caroline's Hair Place. And what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be talking about hair politics, okay? Hair politics is something that we feel is in some ways exclusive to the Black community, right? Other communities might engage with it, but not like ours, because if you haven't noticed, our hair doesn't look like anybody else's hair, right? So we're going to talk about that, and one of the ways that we feel it is best to address that issue is through the arts. So we have a slam poetry presentation that we're going to perform now, and then after that we're going to open it up for discussion and dialogue, and hopefully you guys will be ready and willing to engage, and we'll take it from there. So everybody's good?
Yeah,
you feel me? All right, let's go. Let's do this thing.
It's just hair. I mean, who cares?
You would if it kept you from getting a second interview, made people scared to sit or stand next to you. It's just hair.
And it's an extension of me, my freedom, my liberty, my physical, my cultural, my social identity.
It's just hair. And it used to scare my mother halfway to death, believing for lots of reasons that my hairstyle would be connected to my last breath. Black boys with braids are begging for trouble. Better to be subtle. They may be innocent and harmless. Nonetheless, we don't live in a bubble. Society sees them as the worst of men. Black skin plus hairstyles that stand out only add to our struggle.
What do you think about this issue, hair politics? Do you think it's exclusive to us as Black people? Right? And how does hair politics impact your reality on a daily basis? Feel like your hair actually makes people view you in a different way, in a different light? And if so, can you sort of elaborate on that? Like, does your hair actually impact your opportunities, you think? Have you ever even thought about it?
Yeah, at times it does.
Sorry, say it again?
Say at times it does.
Okay. Yeah, give me like an example where you feel like...
Well, based on society, right? Looking for a job, moving up, like you said, up the ladder based on promotion and stuff, right? Going to school, how people view you. Once they see you with a certain type of hairstyle, especially your braids, right? People are gonna view you that you're a thug, or you recently got out of jail, or you're up to some type of mischief before they get to know the person within, behind the hair, right?
Answer me this. If Barack and Michelle didn't wear their hair the way they did, would we have stood a chance at winning the presidential election bid? Would we have been more proud if they kept it real, had different hairstyles and lost? Because if we're being real with ourselves, defeat and not victory would have easily been the cost.
I'm thinking about Black professionals and hairstyles. So if your doctor came out and he or she, let's go with a Black doctor first, and he had cornrows. Your doctor, your family doctor, comes out and he has cornrows. How would you feel? How would you react? Let me see if I can get someone in the back here. I'm gonna go to the brother behind the other brother with the camouflage. All right, so the brother with the camouflage hair. How would you react to your black family doctor comes out and he's got cornrows, like Allen Iverson used to rock them?
I'd be taken back. I find, although I recognize it's a hairstyle that we can rock, for my doctor, I don't think that it exudes professionalism. So for me, I would be taken back by it, especially when I'm seeing him for the first time. Could I get used to it? It's possible, but if he were to just come out in a lab coat with looking like AI, I'd be taken back. I'd be thinking somebody was punking me. I wouldn't take him seriously initially. It was almost like he would have to prove to me that his hair, because I see in the hairstyle, I question, I find it a youthful hairstyle. Okay. So I'm wondering if he's aware of his professionalism, how he could appear and be taken seriously, especially when you mentioned that in 5 seconds you make a determination of the person. Okay. My doctor coming out, just like if a judge came out and sat at the bench and he had cane rows, I don't know. I want to believe that maybe he's hip enough that he might, if I'm a defendant, then he might see me and be connected to me, but I would have questions. It would take me back.
Okay, all right. What about you, sir? Same thing. Let's switch it up then. Let's say, I don't know, something happened and one of your kids is in trouble, and it's a lawyer. You're going to a lawyer. You've heard about this law firm, and you come in and black lawyer, and he comes out and he's got cornrows. How would that impact your choice to maybe go with this lawyer or to not, or to choose differently?
First, I'd be surprised because it's not the norm that you would see. But I think as we progress as a nation and a people, it's more of the content of your mind and your experiences. So it's more or less overlooking the exterior and look at the content of one's mind and their capability and ability. So it's something more that I've accepted over the years, growing up in Jamaica and seeing, Rastafarians being targeted and killed. And you're fast tracking to now, it's becoming so much more acceptable. Just yesterday, I was on my way back from Kentucky, and I saw a white gentleman with dreads. I'm like, hallelujah. Really, So, it would take you by surprise because it's not something you see every day. But if it's somebody that's can represent, if I picture a bald-headed black man with his attire and somebody with cornrow and braids, then I'm saying that this is great because we are progressing. Come as we are. So it's for us to stand our ground. This is how we were made. It's our cultural expression, and for people to accept and to understand.
Pleading to be selected or seen as non-threatening, hiding behind so-called acceptable hairstyles is only pretending. If a black woman wants to perm, lock, shave, or rock 3 colors of weave that reach down past her sleeve, that's her business. And if a black man wants to wave, cornrow, single braid, dread, or bald off his head, that's his prerogative. None of it is negative. And it doesn't give anyone the right to judge who I am. My hair is my hair.
When you go for a job interview,
Right.
Is it even a thought that you have dreads? Like, do you think about it? Do you pull them up, tie it back?
No, I don't think about it because I feel like your hair is just a part of you. So wherever you go, if I'm going into a workplace or I'm going into an environment where, like you said, an interview, I feel like if I'm coming as I am, right, to apply for a job, for a position, then I know what it is. If it's an issue, then I know, okay, I'm being discriminated against because I'm at an interview. Yes, first impression, first image, but it's like, what's the issue? There shouldn't be any issue because if it was a Tom that came through the door, you know what I mean? You don't see anything. Right? So what's the difference between me and Tom?
Do you think that there's a difference? Let's say a Tom comes through the door and he's got long hair,
right,
and you come in and you've got your dreads. Do you think that there might be an issue or a difference in the way that they see you and this other gentleman who have maybe the same length hair, right? But you're of a different race.
Right. Definitely. Honestly, I don't know why.
But you say, what's the difference between you and Tom? There's a difference between you and Tom. There is. We live in a visual society, Omar.
Yes, but
Right? People see you.
but we're in a workplace environment.
It doesn't.
You got to be professional.
Yes, you have to be professional. But you said, what's the difference between you and Tom? As soon as I look at you, I'm going to see a difference between you and Tom.
Yeah, but
Right?
I'm speaking about in a workplace environment.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shouldn't be
Whether it's in
looking
the
at-
workplace or not, Omar. There are some places that you go and people don't accept you. It doesn't have to be the workplace. I mean, let's even take workplace out of this. If I see some chick coming with green and yellow and blue hair, Lord, I ain't gonna take her seriously. You know, I'm not, because you're not looking for. You're gonna think, what are my customers gonna think? You know, even with me when I first started out doing hair, it was a problem because the Jamaicans didn't think I was from Jamaica because I spoke properly. Right, and they wanted the African girl to do their hair. They wanted to, you know, it was just ridiculous, even against our own. But I'm saying we live in a visual society. They're gonna see you for your locks. They're gonna go, I'm not sure about this. So you tie it back, or like I told other people to do before, cut it off till you get where you're going. Sometimes you gotta kiss a little till you get where you're going and tell them to kiss yours.
Why are we conforming?
Because you know sometimes that's what you're gonna have to do to get where you're going. You have
But
to
why do
crawl
we
before you
always
can
have to
walk.
conform?
How do you know they don't have to conform sometimes too?
I don't
How do
think
you
that.
know
I
that?
don't think your hair changes your job performance.
No.
My performance stays the same regardless of
It does, but
Right.
to first get your foot in the door, they're not just gonna. It doesn't work like that.
That's what they say.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
Like, do you feel like there's an issue where that's concerned, like that we have to do this in order to get somewhere that we want to get?
Yeah,
How do you feel?
100%. Because I feel like a white person can get away with locks through a job interview versus a person of color who has locks. So I feel like it's the same thing, but why is it that a person who is white can get the job with the same hairstyle compared to like black person with that hairstyle? So like even sometimes even having a low cut alone, you can't even get a job. So it's like where is it okay for society to get accepted?
So that's interesting though. So do you feel like how can I say this? Regardless of whether you come with the dreads or the braids, does it matter?
To be honest, like I think like shadeism has a play into it because like compared like I have more privilege than a person who has darker shades skin color than me, right? But also my name is Eurocentric, Tristan Nicholas Wright. It's like when they look at the resume, they're gonna automatically call me, and then when I come there, it's up to them to make that decision. You know what? He is kind of fair skinned too. On top of that, so he's not fully black. So I'm gonna accept him.
I was just like remembering a story that happened to me last year actually. So I was working at the airport for 8 years. I quit, and then there was another job opportunity that came up, so I applied for it. It had to do with like escorting like business class people, celebrities, and all that stuff. And it was like I forget what the name of the company is, but it was like an Asian company. So surprisingly, I got the interview. So I went into the interview. It was an Indian lady that interviewed me, and by the end of the interview, she's like, "Okay, I'll get back to you in like 2 days max, and then we'll let you know if you got the job or not." So I got the job. But during the interview, like as I'm talking to her, so I had like a high ponytail. It was like ombre blonde. It was like long down to my back. That's all she was looking at. Like that's all she was looking at. As I'm talking to her, telling her about myself and answering her questions, she just kept every now and then her eyes just kept going up to my head. It's like okay. But anyway, so I got the job. She sent me like forms to sign and send back, and then she sent me like the company's policies and rules and everything, and then it got down to the uniform. My hair had to be so, and then she spoke to me on the phone about it too, prior to me reading through the notes and stuff. I had to cut my hair. It was weave, so I didn't care. But she thought it was my real hair or whatever, right? To cut my hair, have it pinned back, right? No eyelashes, just eyeliner. So basically she's switching up my identity to like portray this Asian look. So that alone, I took it to heart because it's like, what the fudge? What the fudge? And that was discouraging because it's like, holy crap, we live in a diverse country. This is Canada. You know what I mean? Filled with different cultures. Why, I got accepted for the job. Yes, okay, great. But why is it that I have to, have this image of a whole new, of where I originally come from? You know what I mean? That's not who I am. That's not where my parents are from. What the hell?
So Caroline, is your position is conformity will help us to get to where we need to go?
You're not conforming forever.
Okay. Just to get your foot in the door.
You're not conforming don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to change up everything and stay that way, right? You're not conforming forever. Mm-hmm. It's just till you get there. When you were a baby, you crawled. You're not still crawling. Mm-hmm. You have to get up and walk, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have to switch up the thing, switch up the thing. And when you get in there, switch up the thing. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And then bring in your people and all of you switch up the thing. Yes. No, it is not hard. Everybody wants to have change. But what are you doing to make the change? Mm-hmm. If you keep doing the same, we've done the same stupid thing. And it's not helping our kids. It's not helping our grandkids. We're still in the same position. Our neighborhoods are still in trouble. What have we done? We never switch up the thing.
One of the big things we need to look at is diversity in our community and allowing us to be diverse. I remember this professor said that he hates the term community, black community, because then it sounds like we're 5 people, all of our needs are exactly the same, and we're all exactly the same, and one person can get up and speak for us and represent us, which is highly untrue, right? And I think if we're able to allow ourselves to be diverse, then it allows other people to see us as not just one thing. You know what I mean? That's true. So I think it's fine for him to have his hair like that, and I think it's fine for David to have his hair shaved low, and I think it's fine for him to have it if we collectively agree that it's fine, right? As opposed to us saying that there should be some standard that we hold ourselves to, and then they'll accept us for that standard that we've set for ourselves. If we can sort of allow us to be diverse, then they have no choice but to see us as diverse.
We need to get off our knees and seize the opportunity to wear our hair as a symbol of our God-given liberty. So let the man them touch road with their 360 waves, fresh lineups, low fades, braid ups, high dreaded or curly tops, or man buns when they want to chop the shorties. And surely the ladies are going to want to cop the top grade tangle-free Brazilian weave, while others want to flaunt natural sister locks or break out the black gel to go with the sweet tie ponytail with the sweet edges on fleek to make the look complete. I speak from my heart when I say that we should never downplay what makes us unique or settle for conformity with the majority who have no authority to crush or critique our matchless mystique. It's just hair, and it's mine, so mind your business.
It's just hair. Be realistic. You could lose opportunities even if you're gifted.
It's just hair. And I can wear it ordinary or extraordinary, because only God can judge me, and he judges my heart. It's just hair.
Yeah, but humans take 5 seconds or less to impress, and what's on your head might mess you up from the start. Does hair really make us or break us? Does it really dictate how they take us?
Is it really worth our attention, apprehension, the contention? Do other people face this issue like we do? Or is this another one of our exclusive burdens? We learn them, how to deal with them from an early age. Our realities, black people actualities, like black hair. It's only hair.
At least, that's what we like to think.